Welcome to my channel. Here we speak about personal finance, the stock market, business strategies, anything really that you can use to make your money work for you. If this is something that is of interest to you, I would encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. Click on the bell button and so that every time I post a video, you can be aware. So this is an article that I was reading and I found fascinating, and I wanted to share with you, and also a tool specific for you to use in order to start strategizing on with your finances. This is an article from CNBC Make It, and what it's saying is that Americans now owe nearly $1 trillion in credit card debt. I will be going over the main points, a couple of recommendations that they've made, and then I will go into the tool that I mentioned earlier. So going over it, Americans now hold a record amount of credit card debt, nearly $988 billion, and this is according to the Federal Reserve Bank's latest data. As inflation rose to nearly 40-year high levels, many consumers have used debt to help manage their budget, leading to record or near record high balances. So basically, people are using their credit card to be able to live and pay for their day-to-day activities. On average, Americans carry around $5,733 in credit card debt, but when you break it by age, most carry more than that. Those between 40 and 49 hold an average about $7,600 in credit card debt, and this is the highest for any of the age brackets. According to Ted Rossman, who is a senior industry analyst at Bankrate, Gen Xers can be especially squeezed by credit card debt because they're living their expensive years right now. So they are coming into the economy at a time where everything is priced higher, and this can ask for them to have to pay more in order to live their lives. On the other end, I guess credit card users between 18 to 29 have about $2,900 in debt, and this is according to TransUnion. So that is good news, because if you're within that age bracket and you have around that amount, now all you have to really is strategize for the next 5-10 years so that you don't have to be using your credit card debt in order to live. Because if you do that and you rack up that debt, the interest rate that they're charging you on the credit card is gonna keep you down, and all you will have to do is paying that debt every day, and not really using the money that is coming in order for you to plan out your life. So they're saying that credit card balances are back to pre-pandemic level across all age brackets. They are comparing how much Americans now owe on credit card as compared to 2020, 2021, 2022, and this year 2023. So as we see here, individuals that are less than 29 in 2020, they owe $2.6 and now they owe 2.9, increased by $300 at this point. 30 to 39, they owed 5.5 thousand, now they owe 5.8 thousand. 40 to 49, they owed 7.3 in 2020, but now they owe 7.6. 50 to 64, they owed 7.1, but now they owe 7.2, and 65 plus, they owed 4.7, and now they owe again 4.7. So basically, we are back to levels that we were pre-pandemic. And my assumption for that is that during the pandemic, we had the stimulus checks. There were a lot of money flowing into the economy from a lot of sections. So people had money to spend, so they did not necessarily have to use a credit card in order to maintain their lifestyle. But now that the stimulus checks have rolled back and the interest rate also to increase, as we've seen, they had to fall out to their credit card and then bringing that up. So credit card debt is getting more expensive, and this is thanks to record high interest rate. If you've been following the stock market, June, the Federal Reserve did not increase the interest rate. It did say that there's probably going to be 2 rate hikes the rest of the year. So meaning that most likely the interest rate that we have right now for credit card will increase as well, and if they decide to increase the interest rate. So what they are saying now is that not paying off your credit card bill in full each month has become more costly because of the interest rates that you're carrying on that. So how do you start paying a credit card debt? One of the recommendation they gave you was balance transfer credit card. So these are banks that are telling you that you could transfer that to them and they will not charge you on it. Basically, you have $1,000 on one card and $2,000 in another card. You open a third card with this bank. They gave you a credit of 4,000. You combine these one and two that you had, which is effectively $3,000. You add it to that bank. They will not charge you for the transfer, and they will not charge you for up to 21 months. So you have 21 months really to simply be paying the principal, and they will not be charging you interest. And the second one is to consolidate your credit card debt. If you have multiple balances on different cards, a personal loan can be useful. Basically, again, you have one card with 1,000, a second card with 2,000. That's a total of 3,000. You can take a personal loan at a bank that will probably be at a lower interest rate in order to help you pay that card. These are stuff that you can do in order to start to get the risk of probably paying more in interest on a debt that you owe. For the first recommendation, usually in my experience, what I've had to do before, I've had the opportunity to transfer these balances, but there was a fee attached to it. If it makes sense for you to do it, when you sit down and you speak with somebody, if you have that person to speak with, that financial advisor, or you sit down and you make a calculation and you see that it would be in your best interest if you were to transfer your money into one card, usually there's a fee, a percentage fee that they charge you, depending on how much money you owe in order to transfer that. So if you get that offer, you can also call the bank, ask them more questions, and know how that can benefit you, and then you can take it from there. So this is it for this article. I think it was really interesting and gives you a really good perspective into how the economy is doing. And if you are into that section and you are carrying a credit card debt, so the tool that I mentioned earlier, which is a simple tool for money management, and in order to use it, first and foremost, what you need to know is how much money are you making? How much money are you making? How much money is coming into the house? So if you're living by yourself, how much are you making in? What are the different areas that money is coming from? Do you have a full-time job and a part-time job? Do you have two full-time jobs? Whatever it may be, you have to know how much money is coming into your home. And if you are living with a significant other or partner, where is that money? How much, depending on how you have your finances set up, you have to be able to sit down and know that, okay, I am currently making, she's making 2,000, I'm making 2,000, so that's a $4,000 that we have coming into the home. And then now you can move on to the second point, which is you have to understand where your money is going. Okay, I'm making 4,000. Where's that money going? Okay, so utilities, rent, mortgage, whatever it might be, you have to have these laid out. And then once you have identified how much you're paying for each month, now you can prioritize that. And I think that this is important for you to remember that you're in control when you're prioritizing. So you have to know you're in control of the money, you're in control of the expenses. So if you have to cut something, this is your opportunity to cut it. You know that you have to cut it, and this tool lets you know exactly what to cut. And here it is. So what I like to do when I have different expenses and I'm trying to figure out what to prioritize is I like to use this tool to break it down. So is this something that I want? Is this something that I need? Or is this something that I must have? So your want is basically something that you want to have, but it's not a priority. You just want to please yourself. I want a new watch. I want a new phone. I want a new wallet. So these are wants, but they have a cost associated with them. And this is where you have to be conscious of your expenses. Need. Now your need are items that you probably need to use for your day-to-day activity, but if you don't have it right now, it could probably wait a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months until you can acquire them, because they are not stopping you from doing what you have to do, and you can go ahead and wait until you get them. And the most important section, which is your must-have. So these are items that you must have. Without them, you cannot work, you cannot bring in money. So if you are a nurse, you need you must have a stethoscope. If you're a doctor, you must have, stethoscope. You must have a watch. You must have all of these items. You must have good standing shoes, because you will be standing for a lot of time on your feet, so you need shoes that are comfortable so that you don't break your back. So these are must-haves. So once you take all of these expenses or stuff that you are thinking of buying, then you can divide them into these two categories and see how to spend your money. And then you can do a total cost and see how much this is going to cost you. Now you can take a sheet of paper, do it by hand, do the different columns as you see them here, and then move on to that. Or you can also do it using Excel. So I'm going to show you how to do it. This is really simple. So in this column, you have your wants and your cost is here. You select everything, need and must have. All right. So I like to do up to 10 items. Drag it down. All right. And this is gonna be your total cost. In this formula, you're gonna put equal in that cell, sum, open parentheses, select up until here, and you close parentheses, enter. Now it is good to remember that these values are going to be dollar amount, so you select all of them, you click here, and this will convert them into dollars. And this formula, you don't have to repeat it for each cost. All you have to do now is simply drag them. It's repeated for everything. Now this doesn't have a cost, you're gonna have to write it down, and that's it. And I like to have it in a good border here, border there, and I like everything centered. There you go. And now you can call a code. These are what I want. These are stuff that you need. And definitely these are more stuff that you want to prioritize. How do you use that, right? Want in your wallet. And I want the new PS5. So wallet, this is gonna cost you $50. PS5 is gonna cost you $500. Now I need a new bag. And it's probably gonna cost you $100. And you need a new set of pants. It's gonna cost you $80 and some shirts. I'm gonna put $40, right? But you must have in your computer. It's gonna cost you $400, and there you go. So now just spreading that out, you know that the total expenses by each category. So your wants right now are going to cost you $550, right? And your need is gonna cost you $220, and your must-have is gonna cost you $400. Now it is up to you to prioritize that. Hey, I created this tool this way because usually when you're writing, right, you're writing from left to right. So purposely you are going from right to left so that you can be conscious of the action that you are taking. So you want to start with your must-have. They are necessary for me in order to bring me money. So this, once you use your card to buy that $400, hopefully you're not gonna use the full 400 on the card, probably you can use a scheme of, 300 cash, 100 on the card. But once you've paid that and your must-have column is empty, then you can move on to the need. Okay, I need a new bag, I need a new pants, I need a new shirt. It's gonna cost me $220. And you've paid that $100 that you owed for the computer that you just bought. Hopefully brought you more money, have a $220 expense. You go ahead, you buy out of that, and then once you've paid that off because you've taken care of your must-have and your needs, now you can move on to your wants. And hopefully these are stuff that you can buy to please yourself, and your wallet for you, PS5, gifts for your wife, gifts for your kids, gifts for your parents. So anything that you want to do, but you do not want to go onto that column until you've taken care of the first two. Hopefully you found a lot of value in this video. Please go ahead, create this tool yourself. You can do it on Excel. If you don't have Excel, you can also do it on Google Sheets. It's free. The formula will work there as well. And if you have any questions, any comments, any ideas that you think would be beneficial, please let me know in the comment below, and I will do my best to answer them. And don't forget to subscribe for the next video. Thank you very much.